Finally, service. So I hate this winner lot so much. It's just disgusting. It's the only one that plays this insanely loud music. I can't stand it, but it's also the one that is closest to me. And I also need a sponge. I need a sponge to wash my pots. Oh my god, it's so bad. Like, it's just so fucking bad. I was considering going to Go, and I was like, no, I can't handle that. I'll just go to a winner lot. It's nice and quick, but fuck me. Anyway, this is all going to be about racism. It's going to be really interesting. So let's. Oh, here we go. Sponge, 50 pence. Oh, it turns out it was only 30 pence. 12 dong. Right, Vietnam racism. So that's the second appearance from that woman. So she now has a character name. She's known as hetero racist bitch. Now, I'm joking. I love the racism in Vietnam because, as we know from our experience in England, what's actually happening is a patriotic society who are proud of who we are. If you ask any Southeast Asian which is the best country in the world, they'll say their country. And it's true from their perspective because obviously they were brought up in that country and culture, and that's the culture they're used to, and the best serves them. Basically, out here in Southeast Asia, there's no diversity as our strength. There's no we need other cultures to enrich our culture. There's none of that nonsense, none of that conditioning. They absolutely 100% all acknowledge that, and well, like, they may be friendly and may even enjoy the company of a foreigner. There's no pretense that the foreigner is here for any reason other than economic, other than that they bring money. Again, completely the opposite of the parasites that we have, the bioweapon parasites that we have. And I love the fact that they are like all about their own, all about their community, just see us for what we are, which is, you know, money. and that shows. Now she takes it too far. Like, I am all for nationalism, all for it, but when there's also a hatred towards the other for no reason, when the other is doing nothing. That I get it. In England, when you're paying taxes to accommodate and subsidise people who then shank and grape, of course there's an understandable hatred there. But she has a hatred that you just don't experience in Southeast Asia. Like, it feels like they're very happy to have us here, knowing that we're here on short visas, under strict management. They know where we sleep every night, and they can kick us out at any minute if we disrespect them in any way, and knowing that we're also contributing. But then the other night, for regular viewers, if you remember back up there's the chicken stand that I used to go to all the time, chicken, rice and egg. And I had mentioned before when I went, you know, like how they just served everyone before me. But 2 nights ago I went there and I just had to leave. I was stood there for fucking ages. Now I think the fact that I had a glass container really threw them. Like, they just didn't even know what to do with that. Like, they only know polystyrene. They, you know, like, I'm not actually doing it for recycling reasons because it's pointless out here. Like, you know, you see how laughable it is that England has a zero carbon emission agenda when you come out here, and this isn't even bad, like, compared to China or India. So yeah, but let's just say I was doing it for, like, that would be the quickest assumption. I'm actually doing it because of microplastics, which is way beyond their comprehension. But so is just recycling. So is just like not wanting to use polystyrene. Like, they can't even comprehend it. It's just not in their culture. It's just not in their comprehension. Obviously, it will be for a handful of them, like the middle classes, who are beyond just surviving and therefore stare at screens all day and get indoctrinated. But yeah, it was the first time where I was like, oh, this is a bit much. You know, this is actually racist. This isn't just nationalist. This is bordering on racist now. And I mean, to be honest, I don't think racism exists. Racism is just an anti-white word that only white people have been conditioned with, so that they can genocide them all, basically. You know, there's only this type of person has gone from 32% to 8% of the world population over the last 3 decades, and we're the only ones that have been indoctrinated with this racism, equality nonsense. So yeah, I don't think it really exists as we are indoctrinated with that word. Like, the concept of racism in the West doesn't really exist. But when you're stood at a food stand for fucking ages and people are turning up after you and getting served before you, you do start to think, maybe I don't want to live here. We better do an explanation for the retards, aren't we? Because there's loads of them going to be spinning out right now. So you have been conditioned to believe that people are prejudiced based purely on skin colour. You've been so conditioned to believe that a certain man woke up in Germany one day and just decided, through no reason other than evilness and racism and white supremacy, that he just wanted to exterminate a load of people. A load of people that have been kicked out of every country they've ever been in, and a lot more than that. But there's a reason why they are the Them Every Time Club, because they are behind everything. So it's got to the point where a man gets beheaded in Ireland by a migrant, obviously, and when the people say no more, and go around burning the homes of migrants, people say they've used it because they're racist. So they've actually conditioned you to the point where you believe people hate people purely on skin colour. And it's nothing to do with content of character, it's nothing to do with patterns, it's nothing to do with regular behaviour. Let me tell you, as a racist man, I used to be completely brainwashed, anti-racist. I used to believe we're all the same. I used to argue that we're all the same. I used to do down anyone that suggested otherwise. And then I started not hanging around them, then I started having them imposed on me by my government. And I started seeing their content of character. And I reject their content of character. Now, Andrew Tate put it brilliantly, because of course there are some good ones, and they're the ones that society will hold up and brainwash you with. Sadiq Khan, he's not a good man, but he's not a beheading typical Muslim. Andrew Tate said it perfectly. If I give you 10 chocolate bars and I tell you 2 of them are poisoned, are you going to try and eat the 8 and guess? No, of course not. You're going to say no thanks to all of them. Well, I would suggest it's actually the other way around. It's actually 80% poison and 20% of them are okay. But even if it was, let's just keep the 80-20 principle, that 80% of them are good, is it worth the 20%? Is the curry worth the beheading? No, of course it's not. So you've been absolutely indoctrinated to believe that racism is a thing. No. Pattern recognition and discernment are things. Wanting to protect your family is a thing. Wanting to see a future for your culture, your people and your country is a thing. Racism, not a thing. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Honestly, every time I leave a yoga class here, I'm just like, can I really leave Dalat? And I know it's just a yoga class, and it is super third worldy. Somebody just answered their phone in the meditation. There was a pungent aroma of sewerage coming in through the window. There's this fucking noise blasting into the class. I still haven't worked out what it is. That noise happens about every 5 minutes. It's like a jet wash or something. So you're in there and it's like, you know, like beautiful yoga music. And then it's like, when you've got the music from upstairs. But if I leave Dalat and basically move to Lao, that's kind of like the last chance to Lunar Asia because it might be quieter. I give up infrastructure, I give up yoga classes, even if it is a bit shit. But the shitness, the third worldness, the brownness is also endearing. Like it's Southeast Asia, like I love it. But at the same time, I recognise I love it from a place of not truly valuing myself. Like I'm ready to respect and love myself enough to give myself a white civilization, essentially, Europe. Because there's no doubt that those types of civilizations are more civilized. Now, whether we built them ourselves or whether we found them, depending on your framing of history and basically how conscious and aware you are, doesn't really matter whether we built or found them, but we've certainly maintained them. And yeah, I feel as though I'm ready to not have the smell of sewage. I'm ready to not have people answering the phone in the meditation. But at the same time, it fills me up with so much sadness to leave this. And then actually, you know, I'm doing a fucking ego thing where I have to like prove to myself that Southeast Asia is done before I actually let go of it, even though I know it's done. And I'm going to go to Laos, which actually is more extreme brownness and third worldness. So it's all a bit silly, really. But I'm a silly kind of guy. Oh, good. There's no smoky man today. I still can't fucking believe that. I just can't fucking believe that. And the sauna is empty. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is like, the changing room fucking stinks. Like it stinks of mold. Everywhere you go in Southeast Asia, they use these blinding fucking, like literally everywhere. You would have to go to a top-end hotel or a top-end homestay. Trying to think mine, they are aware of lighting. They still have awful white light though, but they'll have fixtures where it shoots it up the wall rather than just like, ah! But you know, it's just stuff like this, like I am ready to leave this behind. I'm ready to leave people smoking in the changing room behind. But I also love it. Thinking about it, the reason I love it is because it's the opposite of health and safety and enslavement. It's like trying to get this balance between, you know, just shit standards, but freedom, and good standards, but enslavement. So, you know, Vietnam, England. So maybe Serbia is somewhere in the middle, or Albania, or Georgia, or anywhere in East Europe, maybe? I don't know. Let's go and find out. I'm starting to enjoy yoga.
Yeah.
A little bit starting to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's starting to. Starting to understand. Thank you. Oh, that was just great. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can start again. Maybe I'll speak about that tomorrow because it could be quite a long subject in its own right. But you know, basically, I am really starting to think, can I leave Dalat? Anyway, here's a couple of yoga stories for you. So as I said, I always come to the 3 o'clock class because they don't tend to have the lights on, and the lights are, you know, just vile, absolutely vile for anyone that isn't completely disconnected to their senses. So me. And I walk in and the lights are on. So I just sort of like go up to the lights with my hand like this, to a light switch, and I go, "It's okay." And of course the instructor straight away said yes, and all the ladies nodded and said yes. So that was a nice moment. And then, so his main words are, "Twy, twy, 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 more, more, Tom, Tom, more, more." So I hear this all the fucking time. And it all comes from, you know, him wanting to help me. He's great, I love him, I think he's fantastic. Today, he only had to come over to me once. Like, usually it's like between 5 and 10 times, as in to put me in the right position. You know, it really is starting to come together. Anyway, so we're doing the splits. Obviously, I'm not doing the splits, I can't. I have one knee bent, I'm on one knee and the other leg is straight and I'm going lower and lower and lower. And I'm using blocks, you know, I'm right on my edge, I'm in agony. I'm sweating like a bitch. And I hear, "Tom, Tom, twy, twy." So I'm like, "I am fucking trying!" And the whole class just burst out laughing. And then I go, "Look at me, I'm sweating like a bitch." And again, the whole class just burst out laughing. It's so easy to make them laugh because they have such a culture of conformity. You know, when you say something like that, like, when you express yourself, basically, when you show, you know, character and personality, like, they fucking love it because they don't see it in their culture. And again, I'm speaking about something I don't truly understand, but there's some truth in that. Now, obviously, I experience this everywhere I go because I'm not repressed, or I'm not as repressed as most people. So in the West, you know, this is the case. But out here, it's even more so because they're I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that they're of like a collectivist mindset, and therefore they're not used to seeing characters and individuals, so they fucking love it. Like, you know, I get these fucking hating pleb cunts in the comments saying, like, totally twisting the truth, like libtards always do, saying things like, this is karma. Like, one, they don't understand karma, they really don't. This is karma for how you treated the Thai people. The Thai people loved me. The authorities didn't like me. But the people love me, and that's so clear from my videos. And you miss the best interactions because they just occur, and I haven't got my camera out. But like, you know, the people love me, and yes, I take the piss and like call that that biker boy bitch boy, but he doesn't know. Like, to him, he's just feeding my energy, and I'm actually being really friendly with him, whilst calling him biker bitch. And oh yeah, another thing I want to say on that actually. I'm a YouTuber, I'm trying to entertain you, I'm trying to get through your existential dread that is life, and give you something to focus on in the external that might make you smile. Obviously, if I wasn't fucking YouTubing, I wouldn't be walking around calling someone biker bitch. I'm doing it for you, to make you fucking smile, because your life's so utterly fucking miserable. That was a bit much, but basically I'm thinking of the haters when I say that. But also the conscious ones watching, like, life is miserable in the West right now, and I really feel, my other channel, I feel is there to help people, at Tom_Greater_X, and I feel like this one is here to entertain people and lead them to that channel. I bet you'll never guess where I am. Yes, that's right. And a coffee, again, for me steak and chips, and the lovely love of this woman. Lovely, lovely vibes. Fucking hell, massive. I don't even know what it is. What is that? What even are you? Oh my god. Is it a bug or is it a hornet? Oh, it's a bug. Okay, so it's not too scary. It's just that fucking noise it makes. And because they're so spazzy when they fly, and they just fucking, you know, they just like, and then fall over. Like, they could just land on you, and like, even though that, I'm sure, can't harm you in any way, I can't cope with stuff like that landing on me. I mean, I am fat as fuck, but it just keeps switching off. It's such a bad angle. Oh god. But yeah, just like, wow, my life's amazing. You know, my only issues, other than, you know, obviously one world government tyranny, my homeland's being invaded, you know, that's all pretty stressful. But in terms of my day to day, it's just glorious. My only issue is the noise, which is a big one, but now I'm living where I'm living, it's much less of an issue. And not having anything to do, but that's actually a blessing. Like, if you watch my other channel, that's, you know, the reason for that is so that I can surrender to the moment and become present. But, you know, it can feel like a problem at times, like the story of I'm bored can come up, but obviously that's just, you know, the ego's resistance to the presence of the soul. But yeah, I'll do a proper video about it tomorrow. But yeah, more and more I'm just like, I can't give this up. Like, I finally found something that works, but it all hinges on that flat that I'm in, which is why I'll do a separate video, because there's loads of information there. But yeah, really feeling a deep appreciation for my existence. Can I go as far as to say for Vietnam? Maybe not for Vietnam, but definitely for Dalat. Dalat is absolutely amazing. And you've got to remember there's this climate here as well. So anywhere else I go in Southeast Asia will be hot as fuck. And this has got this beautiful, cool climate. And the only other places that have cool climates are, you know, no infrastructure. There's one in Philippines that begins with B. But Philippines is super authoritarian when it comes to having a smoke. Like, they recently passed a law where they can just shoot drug users on the street. Now, I don't think they're going to do that to a foreigner, but you know, that is happening in the Philippines. Like, it's insanely authoritarian, and for some reason it just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why. But apart from that, the only other place I can think of is Pak Son in Laos. Is it Cambodia? Laos. I'm almost certain it's Laos. Yeah, it's Laos. But that's got 3 times the rainfall of Dalat and no infrastructure whatsoever. Oh, it's steak time. I am a bit confused as to why I'm so fat. I mean, I did, when I was in the concrete bunker, my evening meals were horrendous because I just couldn't cope. And when I'm in that fucking, that bit in headlights vibration of just like, what noise is coming next? And just, oh my God, how do I get through the night? Here's a fucking screen, here's another screen. Let's try that again. You know, part of that, just numbing out to screens, was also eating shit food. So I ate a lot of carbs, only until like 2 weeks ago. So it's probably that. Also, I'm not really like, so yoga for me is totally physical, nothing spiritual. And I sweat like a bitch, and it's hard work, but it's not cardio. You know, I don't feel like I was going to say burning calories, but obviously I don't, you know, calories are really good for you, and 90% of the brain is calories. And guess what statins do? Oh, they shred the brain of its fats, and you end up with Alzheimer's. Statins are just terrible. My dad's on statins. Tried to talk to him about it, no point. Just have to watch him fucking turning. I mean, I think I mentioned it on my other channel. Like, we had our first conversation in 8 months, and it was over my mum's shoulder. He's not that retarded. Like, he can speak, or he could when I left England. I think he panicked because we haven't spoke for so long. I think he just went into ultimate retard mode, so he didn't have to actually interact with me, because obviously he finds interacting with me very challenging, because, you know, I'm conscious. I mean on the levels we're talking about with my dad, I mean, it's literally just like, just having critical thought is challenging for him. So, but he does well with it, don't get me wrong. Like, when you actually get into a conversation with him, he can go there, but then he just forgets it all and watches a Keir Starmer speech and thinks it's great. But I had to stop the footage there because I was like, what am I talking about? How have I ended up on this tangent about my retarded father? Oh yeah, it was statins. Calories, alright, yeah. So, forget the whole calorie indoctrination thing, because calories are really good for you. But I'm almost certain sugar isn't. I know fat is really good for you, but sugar isn't. Now, obviously, they've totally twisted that and made us, you know, when I was a kid, I was cutting the fat off my bacon and like thinking that fat was this terrible thing. And yeah, I mean, actually, I didn't eat much sugar as a kid because my mum was really good with that. Like, she knew that was fucking bullshit, and I didn't have I wasn't allowed sweets as a child. But, you know, in general, society is just dosing itself in sugar and demonizing fat and calories, which is 90% of the brain. That percentage might not be right, but it's fucking high. And anyway, the whole point of all those tangents we just went on was to say, I wonder if, and I've recently stepped it up to 2 a day as well, because I fucking love the stuff. But if these sugarcane juices are making me fat as fuck, let's ask Gemini and see what Gemini says. I haven't got my phone with me, but I will ask later. And for those of you now who think you're aware, but you're really at the very first stages of awareness, and you're in the comments now going, don't use Gemini, it's woke, use Grok, it's right wing. Well, yeah, it is better. But if you think Elon Musk is autonomous and isn't part of the club with all his microchipping and satanic fucking garments that he wears and all the fucking satanic shit he does, then yeah, like I say, you're at a very baby level of awareness. If you still think people like Trump or Lowe or Farage or Musk are in any way on your side, I mean, Lowe hasn't shown his colours yet, I'll give you that, but I guarantee he will. Because you don't get into these positions unless you're part of a club. It's not possible. So you can take your little tiny awareness back in that I discovered fucking 20 years ago and not get your little dopamine hits from your ego, like trying to make out like you're fucking this ultimate fucking pit of wisdom, when really you're so fucking retarded you still haven't worked out that Elon Musk is not your fucking friend. But Tommy! Oh my God, are we still doing this? Are we still this fucking retarded? My God. And yes, those colours will be blue and white. When he reveals those colours, they'll be coincidentally the same colours as a certain flag in the Middle East. That flag that Tommy likes to wear so much and dedicate himself to so much. But Tommy! Oh, it's looking grey. So I'm loving this version of the light where it hasn't rained for 3, maybe 4 days. But it feels like it's about to pop and I have a 20-minute drive home. Let's see if we make it. Oh, made it just. It was just starting to come down, but it still hasn't fully cracked. Hit the like button for me, make sure you're subscribed. Unless, you know, there's some crazy chaos externally that I can moan about and entertain you all with, then this, later on, then this will be the end of the video. So, I'll see you later, unless something crazy happens. Which in Vietnam is a distinct possibility.